if you had just one must action item for attorneys that they can do who feel stuck, what's one thing that they could do?
So if they feel stuck, this
Yeah.
is
So
one thing.
if your firm's growing, you've had a lot of success, but now you've kind of plateaued. What's one thing that you can do? And the thing that I'm going to do talk about is just being listed everywhere. It's kind of like the topic of this podcast. So I'm sorry to take the easy way out here, guys. But the reality is you do want to be everywhere you can be. And I'm talking about directories. I'm talking about all that stuff because there's a different piece that I'm looking at here. It's not ranking. It's that there's all these large language models like ChatGPT or Gemini, and they're training from sources. So if you are recording YouTube videos and doing FAQs and putting that up there, that not only shows up in search results, but maybe these models are being trained on it. So just getting that brand out there, that voice, and being everywhere you can is the action item. Not entirely specific, but
No,
there you go.
I think for me, my action item, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse a little bit because I've been talking about this a lot, but it's getting involved in your community. And I know that doesn't seem like, well, that's not digital marketing.
You didn't talk about that this step.
Yeah, not yet. But getting involved in your community can be a huge part of your digital marketing because you're naturally going to start to get mentions online from local groups, local organizations, that kind of thing. And it's also going to go back to that building your brand. You're involved in the community. People are going to recognize you. If you strike a chord with folks in your community, you're going to get Google reviews just because of that. They're going to, hey, this law firm was great. They hosted this whatever event it was, and I thought it was really awesome that they were involved. You're going to get reviews from that. You're going to get mentions from that. It's going to pay dividends long term.
As Will Reynolds said a long time ago, real business shit. But a lot of people, don't think about the connection between offline and online. And really, there's a huge connection there, which we'll discuss in a different episode because I'll just keep talking forever.
Yeah.
Leanne, you're on the spot.
Okay. I think for me, it's communication and transparency. It's definitely something I try to live and breathe, right? If you like it or don't. It just
So
is.
what's the action item?
Transparency and communication. If you feel plateaued, being transparent with where you're at with your financials or like, are you getting cases? How many are you signing? Those pieces and communicating it. Because a lot of times I've seen law firms not do that. They're not being transparent with that information. So things may have plateaued or they think they're plateauing. I would say within the law firm, right? Or where your case is or with an agency. I think just in general, communicating like how many cases you're getting or what you need and being transparent with that data or, those numbers so that you can actually work with it versus just quitting or not talking about it and quitting with an agency or you're getting frustrated because you don't know what to do. We can't help or people can't help without communication and transparency.
Obviously, if you're tracking it, you'll know.
So many people don't have intake systems.
Yeah.
So again, communication, transparency, that's a huge one for me, I think.
Systems. Got it. Okay. Rob?
Cool. Well, Steve has sold me on his digital PR and being involved in the community. So I don't want to repeat that one, but I do like that one. But if your firm has sort of plateaued, one thing that we're always taught in life is to not be facetious or brag about ourselves, right? But maybe you look at client success stories, right? And you start to promote and communicate how good you are. Maybe it's time to tell and be a little bit more upfront of all of the good that you've done, all of the people that you've helped, and get those stories out there.
Yeah.
And really start to kind of stick up for the work that you've done over time and tell the world.
Yeah. They've changed people's lives. People need to hear that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to go and find the shitty attorney that is just churning and burning cases, not even potentially even considering taking them to trial, just settling for less because they have a big operational business to run, complex, when you can really help people. So I love that. That goes back to kind of our core values, the real business stuff. So I don't know. I love this.